Revelations, here we go. Bringing you the truth about the paranormal. Not letting the fakers spread lies and junk. Let's investigate and let's debunk. Let's debunk. Let's debunk. Let's debunk. Open darkness, study pride. Thank God Jesus won't survive. Let's seek the truth and get it right. And debunk those lies hidden in the night. Let's debunk. Let's debunk. Productions, here we go. Bringing you the truth about the paranormal. Not letting the fakers spread lies and junk. Let's investigate and let's debunk. Let's debunk. Let's debunk. Let's debunk. Open darkness, study pride.
Hey everybody, and welcome to our Monday night live stream on a Tuesday. I did check. I hope Florio isn't live because this is normally her night. She did say she probably wasn't going to be able to, and I didn't see that she had a notification posted. So if we see that she's live, we might cut it short. I just wanted to. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, a lot of good stuff. First, let's say hello to everybody who's in here. Wisdom was first. Hello, Wisdom. Luis Perry. Hello, Judith. We got Pomp in here. We have Laura from Rawside in here. We have... You guys talk a lot beforehand. I'm just kidding. That's totally fine. I'm not bitching. But now it's going to take forever to get down to the bottom. Miss Boo is in the chat and right here. Michael Burkeen, how are you? Cree Storm, hello. Mystic Meemaw is here.
Oh my God, I can't type for anything.
Raven, hello. Trying to get to the bottom. Mike O is in the house.
You might want to pin. Oh no, I'll do a different one.
What?
Nope, keep going.
Okay. If I skip you guys, I'm sorry. I'm trying to just get to the bottom so we can get into it. Let's see here. Debzel. You used to have a different name, I think, right? It was Debbie something. HM Paranormal Detective, how are you? Laura Johnson is in the house. Hello. Let's get to the bottom, get to the bottom, get to the bottom.
Damn it.
That's what I'm saying because I haven't got there yet. Anna Banana is in the house. Hello, Anna. How are you? Anita Drake is here with us. Debunk the Junk. Jonathan, how are you? Jonathan actually had a good story. Kat, hello. He sent me a message about my last video. Michael Smorto. Hope I'm saying that right. Oh, from Florida. Awesome. Good to see you. Blast Rights, hello. And I'm working on about 5% battery right now, just so everybody knows. You'll know in a second why. Sarah Bowman, hello. Zombie J, how are you? Oh, from Australia. Well, I happened to meet an Australian bloke yesterday that not impressed with you Australians. I'm just kidding. Carla's in the house. Bill is in the house. We're almost there. We're almost there. Come on. Oh, Loretta Mooney. Hello. Reality Investigations. How are you? Wandering Wenchy. Hello. Kel H. How are you? Okay, I'm going to make a new rule. You guys, when I start saying hellos, you got to stop talking for like 60 seconds. Just kidding. Caroline Saxby. Hello. Adelaide
Yes, we do know he's not a true Aussie. But
yes,
we know.
I mean, the Britons exiled him to Australia because probably crimes, I would imagine. Adelaide Haunted Horizons is in the house. How are you? Yeah, Adelaide, we got to meet your masked friend.
It's Jordan, not Johnson.
What?
Or Laura.
Wait, what? Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. Like I said, I'm operating on like 5% battery. So I drove 8 hours yesterday to get down to meet the side-eye guy and Dawson. And then we investigated all night till 2 in the morning. I think I got to bed at about 4 or 5 and woke up and hit the road at about 8. So and drove another 8 hours back home. So I am tired. And the last 2 hours was in like rain pour. Pinky, hello. And I don't do good in the rain. Man versus Ghost, how are you? We're almost there. Scroll it down. Scroll it down.
I'm getting
I
there.
know. Hunks
see.
Lamb, how are you?
Okay.
So, okay, good. Oh, Julianne, I must have missed her. I see people saying hello. Yep, there she is. So, yes, I got to meet the Sada guy. Dana couldn't go. We've talked the last couple weeks as to why. Jeffrey Kuhn, how are you?
Oops.
Dana brought up the news. Apparently, that's more important than what we're talking about here. I'm just kidding. We had an absolute freaking blast. That place, I'm going to become like the biggest Brushy Mountain advocate on the planet because that place was that freaking cool. Like it really, I'd go back there again in a heartbeat. So
one time I might get to go.
Yes, I want you to go. I didn't feel, so of course, all locations YouTubers say are demonic.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't really feel like something like that was there.
Yeah.
I really didn't feel much. I felt empathy for the inmates like that. Wow, the stories that they have on that place, like they've got an area. It's called the Hole. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that location, but it is a 3 or 4 foot wide by say like 6 to 7 foot deep and about 8 foot tall. And they would house 10 people in there at certain points, like in the complete darkness, pitch black. They would hang them by their thumbs from time to time for up to a half an hour at a time. They would give them 2 buckets. One bucket was fresh water to drink, and the other bucket was to pee in. Well, when you're in pitch darkness and you actually go blind because of how long you've been in there, it's safe to say that sometimes the buckets got confused. So, yeah, Luis, I think they did survive the easy cheesy backlash.
Yeah.
I mean, there were some nasty farts going on. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, Jeffrey, we went to Brushy Mountain and had an absolute blast. First, let's talk about what is front and center on the screen.
So, because we were having an issues with people being able to order overseas, we have changed companies that were fronts that we're using. We're using one that's more friendly to YouTube, which we have it listed. I don't have everything up yet because I have to do it a little bit differently, but we do have a variety of stuff up already with the different logos. Mountain is the only thing that is not up there yet, but with this company, I may even get Boo in a chair.
You may get Boo in a chair.
Boo in a chair, sitting in the chair
Christ.
Picture, and make it into a t-shirt.
And we're definitely going to do the blankie, right?
And there's a blankie right now, but it only has a small little ghost on it. And when I get them made through here, I might not be able to get a very big one, but it's going, right now it's just got ghosty on it, and it's a black blanket, and then it's got white on the backing. It's got a little white ghosty on it for now, because usually ghosty is only on the hats.
Yep.
But ghosty, or hats and a sticker, but now ghosty is actually on a blanket now. Mm-hmm. But I'm working on doing the other one because I got to get the wording put on with it, and so we'll get that eventually. But that site, so when you guys actually go to our YouTube page now, you'll see that merch right there.
Yep.
Because it comes right up and it's right there.
Yeah, we want the merch bar on the videos.
Yeah, we'll get that event. We're working on getting it all. But when you go to our site, our YouTube channel, you see that right away. So,
and it was, like she said, it was mainly because we wanted it to be international friendly, because we had people say that like they couldn't buy stuff because of the country they lived in, and we don't discriminate against countries.
No, so we just wanted to make sure that we could hit as many as possible. So I did try to make sure when I did pick like the shirts that we're using, that they ship from Europe or from America, so that way you can get them in different countries, and they base basically the shipping by where it's getting shipped and by weight. So a lot of people and some of them actually have where you can get it from Australia,
Kristen,
or
how
I
you
mean
doing?
in different parts of the country. So I tried to get the stuff that we can get the most
Oh shit!
spread out.
I know whose feet we're stepping on tonight.
Who's?
Oh damn it! Hopefully we're not stepping on them. They come on, I think, at 8:30. But that's another good news is that I was on oh crap, what's it called? That podcast. Shoot, why can I not think of the name? Probably because my battery is at 5% right now on my head. Kristen, what's the name of your podcast? That other one that you guys do? I feel stupid not knowing it. Oh, it's next week. Okay, good. So yeah, I'm well, maybe I shouldn't say that I'm fucking on it then. Oops. I hope I didn't ruin a surprise. So yeah, if you guys want to know what I was on, I hope I didn't screw anything up.
Pinky,
look in the chat.
It may check it out because it might be a little bit cheaper on some of the stuff. Like I said, I'm trying to work it out so that at least I have stuff that will ship differently. So I'm still working on a lot, but with the other site, I was going to have to make up like 3 different stores, where this one I can do pretty much everything everywhere, and they will they work with it. So
and we cheated. Florio was talking about using it. So hang on, leave the one question up real quick.
Yeah.
Florio was like, she did a lot of research on who she wanted to use, and she said nothing but great things about it, and it checked all the boxes that we wanted to check that we didn't necessarily check in the first round. But so yeah, Florio, we stole your idea.
Yeah, but I will say though, it's so much easier because we had all our logos ready to go. So it didn't take much time to flip them into a new site because I already knew what I was looking for. So I had all that set up. We knew exactly what the specs were going to be, and so perfectly was able to easily flip them and get it out quick. That was the plus, is that I was able to flip everything very quickly into the new store. And the other store is still up though, because I know somebody just recently ordered something. So for a while, I may keep the spread, whatever that one was, spread shop. That one I'm still going to keep that one up for a while, but we're going to transition everything over because this one has like the tumblers
too. Yeah.
Well, they didn't have as much, but the quality, they do, but the quality of stuff, like the shirts, almost all the shirts that we're promoting with the logos, almost every single one of those is one of my favorite brands to use when I make our shirts here at home. So it was like, that was a given. And the sweatshirts too. These sweatshirts, same thing. I could get those sweatshirts. And so we know these are something we like. So we wanted to get the specific. Yeah.
Because I'm a t-shirt and sweatshirt.
Yeah. I'm a texture thing. So it was like, I had to have very soft shirts. And I know those are soft shirts.
And we did buy our own stuff from the other place, and nothing against that stuff. Like, no, it's comfortable.
It's comfortable, but like the fit, like I know, like the stickers, I wasn't real thrilled with the stickers.
Yeah, they're kind of goofy.
I'm not real happy with how.
Like, you almost have to cut it yourself.
Yeah, the clear ones, you can't tell where they start. You can't tell where they start to peel them off. So I went. That was something I wanted to do, was go differently with the stickers. But
so, Pinky, to answer your question, was Brushy Mountain scary? I'm not gonna say I was scared at any point. Especially we did some stuff where we went on our own and did alone stuff. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, when you're in there and you hear the stories and you're sitting in a prison with, like, you just kind of feel the history. The abuse that went on there was horrible. Like, it was one of the worst prisons in the country. It was really, really bad shit went on there. But I wasn't scared. It was unnerving. But I think, I could probably sit in the dark in the woods and feel the same thing. But it was, they've got the whipping post out in the yard where they would whip the prisoners if they didn't produce enough coal, because they were basically using slave labor. And like, when especially Dawson will probably do a really good job on the history and stuff like that in his video. I plan on looking up a lot of this stuff too. Side Guy's going to have a video on it. We're going to have, 3 unique videos because we filmed 3 separate videos plus, all for each of our channel plus, featuring each other. And, we did it right. And then we did an alone thing where we all went off.
I will say that I get from when SEG goes back home, even though I didn't get to meet him, a part of me gets to go back with him.
Yeah. And we'll show that in our video. Yep.
So,
yep.
So I'm excited.
And side-eye guy, everybody knows my opinion of Dawson. Dawson's cool. Like he's a friend of mine. I've met him before. So yeah, nothing's changed with Dawson. But side-eye guy genuinely is a cool dude. He's a super nice guy.
And he looks great in our t-shirts.
Yeah, he is a posh twat still, but but he's funny. I did get to wear a side-eye guy mask, and I'll be honest, it smelled like Red Bull, Cheez-Its, and whiskey. Or not Cheez-Its, Cheese Whiz.
Cheese Whiz.
Yeah, and Ritz crackers.
Mm.
So, yeah, it's okay. So here's a funny story about Dawson. Dawson, I hope you're watching this, and I hope you're embarrassed as hell. So we had a hard time finding a place to eat, and
I was gonna say Dawson's not in here, so I can go back
No.
up to where I need to go.
Yep, we had a hard time finding a place to eat. And we ended up, because like the few restaurants they had, this place is out in the boondocks. Like you drive up on this place, it's this massive building in like a bowl. It's just mountains around it. It's like, I can't even imagine being a prisoner being brought there. Be like, oh shit. Like it really is intimidating. Plus the building was built like it's shaped like an upside down cross. Like they really did intimidation factors when they built this thing. So, but okay, yeah, back to Dawson. So we were trying to find a place to eat. Some lady told us a place to go. It
Was
wasn't
that the
there.
ghost place?
Yeah, so we very well could have had a ghost tell us a place that didn't exist. So we couldn't find that place. So we started looking for something else, and I ended up pulling in this guy's driveway who had like an appliance repair shop in his garage. And he's like, yeah, there's a couple Mexican restaurants down the road and a Chinese restaurant. So I went out and told, Seg and Dawson, I was like, yeah, there's a couple Mexican restaurants down the road, a Chinese place. And Dawson's like, I don't like Mexican. So I'm like, well, okay, well, check out the Chinese. And I don't like that either. But anyway, we get into town, and one of the restaurants is a Taco Bell. And Dawson's like, hey, we could stop at Taco Bell. And I'm like, you just fucking said you don't like Mexican. Like, you realize that's Mexican, right?
Only Dawson.
So, yeah, apparently he likes Americanized Mexican food. And
Oh, it was goat, or is that a different one?
That's a different one.
Oh.
But yeah, so that's a little funny story about Dawson. Apparently he's a picky eater. I don't know. Well, but he did eat the Cheese Whiz. But they were
It's
doing that
Dawson.
for money. They were like Cheese Whiz whores.
It's Dawson.
Yeah, they're Cheese Whiz whores.
All right. So did we got to this one? So do we want to go to this next one?
Yeah, go to the next question. Have you been getting fake legal forms from that woman still? Beardo says she is becoming. I thought Beardo blocked her. I know Beardo did a video. We only got the 2, and that's as far as it went. I ignored them. I have not replied to her yet because I have not had time to think of a snarky, passive-aggressive, middle finger way to thank her for her concerns. I just haven't. We've been so busy.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got. Yeah, Beardo's video definitely scared her off. I saw your follow-up question there real quick. She was like, well, I don't have time for you anyway. And then I guess blocked him or something. It's kind of funny. But yeah, even Paranormal Nightmare. So the secret's out now. Even Paranormal Nightmare was like, yeah, we have no idea who that is. Yeah. Stevie, how far do you live from Brushy Mountain? Like, if I would have had more time, I would have loved to like had lunch with you or something like that too, just to meet you and say, I like to meet the people that I talk to. I really do. And if I can,
Well,
I
we
will.
found out Kenny, we live 4 hours from Kenny.
Yeah.
We literally
yep.
were like, are you serious? So we said one time we could just, like
Yeah.
in the summertime, we could actually just on a
We're just
Saturday,
going to do a day trip.
just do a day trip and
We're
meet
gonna go-
halfway.
Yep. We're going to go check out the Center for Inquiry.
Or yeah, we said either meet halfway or just do the 4-hour drive. I mean, it was so crazy.
I mean, I shit on Kenny a lot in videos and things like that, because that's just how him and I talk to each other. It's like, hey, dickhead, what's up, asshole? But Kenny's another one that like I've met doing this that, I consider Kenny a friend. Joe Vitale too. I have such a good time meeting these people, and I have not yet been disappointed in meeting any of them. Like, it's like, ooh.
One day.
Yeah.
It just always works out. I had school, then I had something
Yep.
else come up, and then now this. So it's like
Yeah,
every
well, it
single
was your
time.
last week of school, and you had to be
I
there.
had to be
That's
there,
when me and
yeah.
Dawson went to the Randolph County.
But there was
Infirmary.
something with Joe that I couldn't go because I was in school.
Was that school related with Joe?
I think so. And I think Dawson was something else that I couldn't go.
No, that's possible. Yep.
Oh, it was because for the dogs.
But see, okay, so here's the thing. So let's talk about locations for a second. I would take you to Brushy Mountain and not be concerned about like something getting you or trying to get to me by getting you. Like that's a concern I have. The Monroe House, I don't know that I want you to go there.
Isn't that funny?
Because I trust Joe. Joe says that there's something demonic there. And he's been there dozens of times. And so I totally trust him. And it does like to go after women there. And so I'm very apprehensive about taking Dana to the Monroe House. Now, that being said, I do want to go there by myself sometime. Oh, shit. Stay Tuned is here. Hello, Philip. How are you? I haven't seen you in a minute. Oh, it's 5 hours. So you must live on the west side of Tennessee? Yeah. Because it's very much across the border from Kentucky. Well, a lot of Kentucky touches Tennessee. Right down 75. So it's not very far. It's about an hour, I think, west of 75. So. That would be fucking awesome. Like, if the problem with conventions is they're hit or miss. Like, you can make money on them or you can lose your ass.
Did we?
I would love to. What?
Oh no.
Says he is trying to get his YouTube and Facebook. Oh, really? Okay, so I did not. Still claiming copyright on his live today. Holy shit! Yeah, I didn't get to hear Beardo's live today. I was driving.
No, I didn't listen to it because I was home. So
I'll put that on my to listen to list tomorrow for sure. Kristen Brushy Mountain. I'm telling you, I'm an advocate for that place. But I'll say this: when they say you have it from 10 till 2, you better be off the goddamn property by 2. So Allison, have you guys ever gone to Brushy Mountain? Did you guys? Because I know you guys have been here in the States a few times. What'd Roger say? Hello, I'm doing this on my headphones. It's proper laid here, but here I am. Hey, thanks, man. We appreciate you, Roger. Uh-oh, Pomp, what'd I do? Don't spread rumors that I'm a nice guy.
No, because you said about me, I think, not making me go.
Yeah, no, so let's get into that for a second. I've said it before probably, but like, let's say there is darker forces, darker energies, whatever you want to call them. I think they know to get to me, they would go after her. Because that's my weakness. And I probably shouldn't even be saying that out loud. But that is my weakness to, for that kind of shit to go after people that I love. That's my kryptonite. Man versus Goat. Yeah, show that one. Indiana State Sanatorium is that place. I've seen that recently, and I do. Oh, okay, they were there with Paranormal Quest. I do want to go to there too. Where's that at, Man versus Ghost? What part of Indiana? Because we're not far from there.
I think it's down it's not by Jenna, I don't think. I think it's down more southern.
Like towards Indy Indy's kind of central, right?
Yeah, well, it's a little bit lower, but I think it's down that way.
There's actually quite a bit of stuff in Indiana to check out. But like I said, it was good to see Dawson again. It's Dawson and I talk all the time.
Oh, Dawson got something special too.
Yeah,
he got the middle finger.
Yep, he loved it. He got the bird from Dana.
Oh, that is something too.
What?
On this new site, I can actually sell my hands.
Oh, can you?
Yes, I can
I
send
think
them.
you need to do what you did though. Like, I think if people buy a hand, it needs to come here first so that you can customize it.
Oh no, that's what I'm saying. I can do my
Oh,
customize, and I can do it where I can ship it myself. They figure out the shipping, and then I just do the shipping myself.
so let's.
Or I can put them. I can ship them to them, and they will ship them out.
No, Raven, we're not selling feet. We're talking little hands.
No, yeah, little hands.
Yeah.
I don't have one with me,
There's,
but I
isn't there a pile over there or not?
no, because I got
Okay.
them in back because I've been decorating them up and putting the
Yeah,
bracelets.
we
in.
did. What did we do? Was it the No One Left Alone for Christmas with the little hands?
I don't remember.
Or was it the charity stream? But yeah, the little things, like our channel is very much like you have to pay attention to all of it. Otherwise you're going to miss stuff. No, I did not see that on infrasound. Oh, that's actually to you.
An infrasound? No, I have not. So everybody, if you're new, I don't watch a lot of the videos.
But that's a very interesting thing to me. Like, that's
Yeah.
legit science.
Yeah.
With some of that stuff.
I mean, if somebody brings something to my attention, I may go ahead and look at. And then but I do have like I will then if somebody brings it to me or if they send me something, say, hey, you might like this, then I will go ahead and watch it. But usually, as everybody knows, the two things I watch is because it times perfectly with my drives is SEG and Beardo, because they just match up perfectly.
A
to my
lot of
drive
Beardo
time.
stuff you really don't have to watch. You
Mm-mm.
can just
Yeah.
you can have it on and listen to it. Like a lot of it. Now there's not everything. So, but
So now
Adelaide,
do I need to go get a little hand now? And I did find
I think.
I found segs
Oh,
back
where was
there.
it?
It was on the table.
Okay, I was gonna say because I don't think that.
Yeah, no, I
away.
thought I said segs, but I didn't.
But Adelaide Haunted Horizons, I saw it somewhere. Dana scrolled past it. But yeah, if you guys ever come back to the States, seriously, I would love to meet you guys too. Like, you're definitely on my list of people I want to meet. Well, Stevie, you're fine if you're cooking. We don't really say anything important anyway. So yeah, we had a bunch of we're going to address some other stuff too about my last video. Some things have kind of taken me by surprise a bit. I mean, I knew some people were going to be upset, but not necessarily who were kind of getting, I don't want to say getting shit from, but like, Boo's going to take Dana's chair. Watch us.
Boo!
You got busted, Boo.
I see you.
She was like getting ready to jump up there. So.
Excuse me.
But yeah, we're going to talk about some of that stuff tonight too, because we've been kind of asked to apologize for a couple things, and we're not going to.
All right.
But yes, these are little hands. Yeah, slow the one down because it's customized.
Then this is the newest thing I do with them, though. They get bracelets.
Yeah, they get.
So.
And Dawson said he's going to glue his to his
dashboard. But yeah, so they get painted and then, or not painted. Well, they get painted. Nails usually get painted on them, and then yeah. So, but this was supposed to be SEGs, and
so Sada guy, he's probably sleeping. That dude fucking like.
He's probably still on a plane.
No, he went to New York.
Oh, he went to New York.
Nope. Yeah, I mean. Because I don't know if that's public.
No.
But yeah, no. Seg had a few-hour flight today at the most, so he's not flying back to Australia.
I thought he was going to West Coast tonight.
No, he's
to fly straight back.
Oh wait, yeah, he may go that way.
Because I mean, it's faster for him to go that way. Because I know with my daughter, it's faster to go that way.
But that dude. So after we got done with our investigation, we drove back to the hotel, and Dawson took him to the airport after he packed all of his stuff. So this is like 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning. And so Dawson took him to because he flew out at 6 this morning to go to one more destination, I think, before he heads home. And so I got to sleep inside a guy's bed, just so y'all know. I mean, that smelled like cheese whiz too.
I'm sure. At least he didn't bring no big spiders.
Yeah. But there were no bed bugs, so I'm happy about that. But no, again, an absolute freaking blast. Like I'm not. I gotta stop saying I. But we even said we would drive a few hours just to meet Seg, even if we
We
didn't
were
get to
gonna fly
investigate.
to the West Coast to meet Sag. Oh yeah, and that's what makes it even worse. I was like, oh, I don't care.
Did you win the lottery?
I was just like, I don't care. We will make it happen. We will fly across the country to see him. And then here he is, 8 hours away, and I can't go see him. But it was all right. And then
So,
I feel
hey,
bad
Taryn.
because Jeff feels bad because every time we can,
I do, man.
he
I
gets
really
to go
do.
and
Like
I can't. But
like before I actually left, I was feeling like I don't even want to go. Like I do want to meet these guys again and investigate and stuff like that, because this was, I shouldn't say investigate. I don't want to say, I'm not going to speak for those two, but I did not do what I typically do on an investigation. For me, this was a ghost hunt.
yeah,
Like it was just fun. Like this was go to a fucking cool place and just have fun. That's what it was for me, because I don't investigate like that for
Yeah.
real investigations. And I'm not talking bad about what they did or anything like that. I'm just saying residential stuff, I don't do what I did.
no, residential stuff
No.
is totally different than what we
Completely
do.
different than
yeah.
what I did last night.
Yeah, no, totally different.
But that being said, I really, again, I put myself in like a, almost like kind of like, what would it be like to in all aspects of it, what would it be like to drive up and see this place, that like this is where you're going to spend the rest of your life? What would it be like if you screwed up and had to go to the hole like that? Oh my god, I told those guys like I'd kill myself. Oops, I shouldn't say that. YouTube, I apologize. But I wouldn't last in there. I would not. That would, and you look up and it's 4 floors of cells.
Mm.
Like it's just, man, it's freaking crazy. Plus, there's stuff that you can't even really go to. I don't want to give anything away, Man versus Ghost, but there's going to be some things to consider in videos. Let's just put it that way. Plus, we still have things we got to look for. I haven't had time to go over footage, and there's stuff that's like, oh my god, I hope I caught that. So there's definitely some of that stuff. Even Side-Eye Guy, like, okay, so I will say this. I thought the Side-Eye Guy, I thought investigating with him was going to be like, it's all fun and games. We're just going to talk about balls and farts and, stuff like that.
Serious, huh?
He actually was being serious. Like he took it. Yes, we did jokes, but like it was, he took it way more serious than I thought he was going to, which is cool because we even talked about like, this does kind of add legitimacy to his debunking channel, because people can't say, well, you've never investigated. That dude has done 10 locations in 15 days, I think is what he said. So he is definitely out investigating, and that's, it is newer to him. So, but he's definitely out there doing the work, and he does have a newfound thing for, some of the YouTube paranormal stuff, because he's doing it now. He's still going to, hate psychics, that kind of stuff. Like that's probably never going to change. But although we did have a conversation, I said, I'm telling you, Seg, I know you think I'm nuts, but I do believe in psychics. Obviously what you've seen on YouTube, they're not the real legit thing. I've talked many times on this channel about legit ones, and you just a lot of times won't meet them because they're not doing readings at paranormal conventions. They're not doing readings on YouTube and all that other shit. So, yeah, doing practical. Yeah, he really did. He's not. Yeah, he's taking the piss and he's having fun doing it. But then there's times to be serious, and he's very serious. So, and something did happen with him. Wah, wah, wah. I will leave that as a teaser for his video. So what's going to happen is Dawson will probably put his out first, then Side-Eye Guy, and then I will be in 3 years. I'll put mine out. Just kidding.
Right, you're going, right?
Yeah, see, Stevie, that's the thing. I like highlight Stevie's comment. Truth or Demon. Truth or Demon's right there.
Oops.
Oop. So we have friends, and Dana's got abilities, and we have friends that are legit. I believe it. Like, I can't prove it, but but again, they're not out there doing readings for money and pimping themselves out for clicks and views
And there are
and all
some
that other shit.
mediums that do that, but it's not. They're not. They just don't do it the same way. They go in cold. They don't.
Hit Ken's comment there.
Ugh, they keep moving too
Yeah.
fast.
So yeah, that's a very, very true statement. He wants profound evidence, and I think something made him on this trip. I'm trying not to give too much away. We always do this cryptid live shit. I think something may have stumped him while he's done his 10 ghost hunts in 15 days. Hey, Occult Life, how you doing? Mariah, I'm assuming. I doubt Zach has hijacked the Occult Life channel and come and do a live stream. She was legit. And that's the thing, man. I don't know about the writing thing, but I've just seen legit psychics. I really have. And so if you guys want to start unsubscribing now, I'm just kidding. But there are certain topics.
Oh my God, this is so perfect.
Hang on, real quick. There are certain topics that are very, very hard to discuss within our debunking community because you lose people. Go ahead. I got friends in them. Yeah.
But wait.
Yeah.
That is so.
Yeah, that was
neat.
last week's live.
Oh, yeah.
The actual legit live, not the members only live.
I've been dealing with a migraine for like the last day or so. Part of it's because of allergies, but I think I've been trying to stop it from going
allergies
into.
Have been hell.
Yeah, and I decided to go
last
cut the
couple
grass. I will never do that ever again because I had to come in because I couldn't breathe. So I had to hit my inhaler, which I try to avoid that. But
yeah, Wayne, we do this cryptid shit all the time. You guys watch us, you know. Yeah, bite my bottom lip. It's sometimes too. It's like, am I allowed to say this or not? Like, because we all do like. There's reasons why we do secret stuff and whatever. You know, sometimes at least locally in Toledo, it's because people will call the location. Like if I say I'm going to go investigate the Collingwood Art Center tomorrow, there are teams in Toledo that will call them and say, he's a piece of shit. Don't let him in. Like that's how the shit works. So I imagine it happens nationally. Did we get a couple new members?
I see ghost text. It looks like it came up twice. I don't know why.
Came up. Hey man, we appreciate you. Thank you. So some of Brushy Mountain is going to go up this week, but I have to watch things because a certain, masked boy didn't have his mask on all the time when my camera's rolling. So I've got to make sure that we don't do the side I got reveal on accident.
Yeah, at this point, nothing helps. The mask, because I try to avoid the mask as much as possible because I do have to wear sometimes at work if I'm not feeling well. And then that makes stuff worse for me. So I try not working it.
I'm going to give Bubba a fry. He heard the fry bottle.
Hold on, what's this pump? I have a friend with AD and she goes on about squirrels. Is that a thing?
It really is.
If you, okay.
Were you here with us last week?
He might not have been. Okay, so this is the deal. If you know, you know. Trying to explain what goes on in your head when you're ADHD is very hard to someone that doesn't have ADHD or ADD. So the best way to describe it, because everybody has seen a squirrel or squirrels, and you know how they just kind of, that's what goes on in your head. But sometimes you have more than one squirrel. Sometimes you have there's just a festival.
That was last week.
That was me last week.
With you, I'm like getting to the point where I can see it in her face. It's like, nipples.
Yeah. I mean,
she likes to attack nipples when she sees squirrels.
It's just like, yeah, sometimes it's just really, really bad. Like, sometimes I just, because I sometimes it's just when I get super overwhelmed, it's just like, and they're gone. And it's hard catching up with them. But yeah, And it's because sometimes like when I'll be talking to somebody, I'll start talking, then I'm like, oh, squirrel, because I just went off topic, and then it's like, oh, squirrel, and then they know it's like, okay, my family's pretty much gotten used to it at
Hit
this point.
Megan's real quick. Yeah,
So
I really like. So I listened to like old an interview from one of the old wardens today on the way home. I listened to inmates, guards, things like that. I mean, things definitely changed in like the 60s for the better. But
yeah,
man, before that, it was slave labor. Honest to God, that place was bad. They didn't, they would bet on inmates fighting. Um, how many lashes at the whipping post could an inmate take before he broke? They would bet on that shit. Like it was crazy how abusive that place was. That's probably not the only place. I'm sure it's not, but that definitely was. It's notorious
yeah.
for being horrible.
Here's a question.
I have not yet. I've seen them and I've heard them. I need to check them out. Thank you, Anna Banana, for the gifted 5 memberships. We appreciate you. She always supports us every time she's
Yes.
in here.
And then there's
Even if
Mike.
you didn't give gifteds and shit, she's always commenting on videos. She always watches. So that's the most important thing. I mean, yes, donations are great and cool, but just if you guys watch it and like it. If you don't like it, tell me why. Which we've heard a little bit of that this week.
Yes.
We'll get into that in a little bit.
Yes, and see that's the thing too. Sometimes different things happen. Like it's not just squirrels with me. Sometimes I'll have rabbits that
You guys
come
got
in.
a fucking farm going on?
Yeah,
or
because
what?
it's like sometimes it's mostly squirrels, but sometimes there's some like rabbit. At one time, actually, there was an elephant because it was like there was like a herd of elephants coming. It was just like what the heck, and that does not happen very often. But that's when it's like it's just like I'm like I am like Bolton, like Darton when it's but I don't have. I think I've only had the herd of elephants once, but usually it's most of the time. It's just easier to describe squirrels.
You say that like it's normal. Like
It
I only
is.
had a herd of elephants
Yeah.
once. Like,
But it's
everybody
mostly
does.
usually squirrels, but like at different levels, you can have different animals, and everybody might have something different. But the easiest way to explain it to people is squirrels, because it's like, and because even my daughter, we saw his color squirrely, and she didn't have ADHD, but now we think as
Which
an
one?
adult, Aaron.
I was gonna say.
Yeah,
I don't.
Jenna does have ADHD.
Right. I was gonna say I can't
diagnosed.
imagine you guys
But
calling Jenna squirrely.
no, and Aaron though,
That would
because
not
she
end
was,
well.
I mean, she was once at a Bass Pro or at Cabela's, and she was talking about something. She was just dead talking,
shit, man.
and then she said, "Oh look," and it's like, yeah, because you have those kind of moments. It's like, "Oh look," and something, yeah, all the time. But yes, squirrels. Yeah, squirrels. Most people have all kinds of different
Welcome
animals.
everybody to ADHD
Yeah,
Chat
yeah, it's crazy.
on FM 107.14. So what else we got going on in the comments? Everybody's talking about ADHD. Everybody's saying hi. Hey Kiwi, how are you?
Yeah.
Okay, who's licking me?
That's
Boo,
it's Boo,
Miss
actually.
Boo, quit.
Yes. See, and that's the thing too. People don't realize ADHD can be a superpower, except when it comes to sleep building. Yeah, it can.
Now,
It's got its pros and cons because sometimes being ADHD is like
would you think that I have OCD?
on some things.
Like video making.
Yes.
Definitely guitar playing. I was OCD. Like, man, if I made a mistake, I would be furious with myself.
Yeah, no, but see, that's the thing with ADHD and ADD. You sometimes have you have at least one thing that you're OCD about. One thing, at least one thing. Now, my daughter, hers is schoolwork and like work.
Julie
Hers
Jaya.
is just, I mean, she was like a fanatic about making sure everything was absolutely perfect.
And that's another thing that shows up like in my last video. That should have but Beardo has this talent. Beardo could have done my last video in probably 3 hours, like editing time 3 hours, because he doesn't have to add the extra flash. That's actually one of the videos that I talked the most without putting extra shit in. I hope you guys thought it was okay, because that's not my strong suit. But if I showed you guys the raw footage of those Like you don't believe how much I have to edit out because of how bad I am at speaking. Like I don't know, it's weird.
So I've been talking about squirrels since I've been in my 30s. So that was like 20 some years ago. So
Well, when
squirrels
did Up come out? That came out 20 years ago or so, right?
I don't know when Up came out, but I mean,
Okay,
like
that's enough.
Aaron was only like 8, so that was like 2007.
There's Miss Boo.
I've been talking we've been talking about squirrels before the 2000s.
Yep.
So I know Up came out after
Miss
that.
Boo trying to get Kim.
But yeah, squirrels has been a thing in
want
my
another
life
French
for quite some time.
You want another French fry? There you go. We got some McDonald's fries for the dogs.
If trains, tracks going all sorts of ways and colliding with yes, there's another way of explaining it.
Get
But
down.
squirrels
No,
is usually
stop
the
it.
best way because they dart
Don't
and
you
run
dare
around
jump up here.
everything.
Don't you dare.
Oh, thank you, Dana.
Sorry. Oh, yeah, thanks, Dana. Had to slip one in today just because.
You tell me not
Yeah,
to.
Again, we appreciate the donations for sure, but like I said, it's more important likes, subscribes, shares actually do really well too from our videos. We, Stevie shared our last video, Florio did. Should we talk about that now or not, or wait a little bit? I think I'm having fun. I kind of don't want to wreck it. Screw it. Let's just get into it. So the last video has brought some controversy, which I kind of knew it would, but I didn't know it was going to come from this direction. So I'm going to say this. I feel as we've been asked to, and maybe not, but it seems we've been asked to apologize for not mentioning the good people. I'm not going to make any corrections in the video because we didn't get anything wrong. But I will say this, and I'm still not going to mention names because here's the problem with mentioning names. If I start saying this person, this person, this person were good, if I forget this person, this person, this person, then I'm going to get more shit. So I'm not going to do that. I'll say this. When Dana talked about her comments getting deleted in the psychic support group, that was not by the person that most recently ran it. No. There was the way it was ran the last 2 years, no problems with it. And that's why I didn't say any of this in the video, because I was not talking about this person deleting Dana's comments, or Dana wasn't talking about it. No. There was, for a minute, 2 years ago, a mod shit show. The mods were trying to overpower everybody. They were deleting comments, undeleting them. Like, it was just,
it was crazy there in the comments, even sometimes.
And then the person that was last in charge of it cleaned it all up, and it was all good for 2 years. So if anybody thinks that I was talking about recent events, no, I wasn't. But there again, I'm not going to apologize because your comments were absolutely deleted. They for sure were. I saw them because I was a manager and I saw everything that went on in every freaking group we had, chat we had, all that stuff. And we know who deleted them. We're not going to say them. But again, I'm not calling out the good people because if I forget any of them, I'm going to get shit on. So I'll say this. The good people that were in the foundation, if they have ever been in our live streams, talking in our chat, I've always said they're one of the good people from the foundation. So, if you've been here in chat, I've mentioned it. Plus, even in live streams, I've mentioned by name the good people. So, again, our channel is meant to be taken for everything we do, not just 30 seconds of a video. So, I think that's all we need to talk about that one, right? I'll say this too. All of the managers that were managing the foundation the last year and a half, 2 years were fucking awesome. So, and if you guys want to see who they were, go to the Warren Legacy Foundation website. I'm sure we're still listed as managers.
Yeah,
I'm sure I am, even though it's been a year, or actually more than a year that I quit. One other thing. So the Bishop Matthew Rawcliffe, the guy that I said had drug charges, wasn't allowed in Georgia.
And some things that you said it looked like in the background.
Right. Well, but those were news stories. I mean, legit in legitimate press. I'll say this. The guy, he messaged me today. He wants to talk. I honestly, I'm not interested. I don't need to know. These guys like to justify by
Writing books.
no, well, yeah, but they like to justify their legitimacy as a clergy with goofy details. If there's actually a better word, I can't think of it. But anyway, so according to him, and you guys can look him up, look this up. He wanted his name mentioned, Matthew Rockcliffe. He says the charges were dropped. So I'm not gonna look it up. I don't have time. So if they were dropped, they were dropped. But at the time that I was talking about in the video, they were absolutely there. And as far as the Solomonic Order of St. Michael the Archangel, that whole organization, and be sure you get it all. If you guys want to research them and come up with your own different conclusion, go for it. But I have receipts on everything I've said about that group. That guy wants to say we're slandering him, and he does this. Just fucking mention me in your Facebook post. Just what I know who you're talking about. Just mention me. I don't care. If you come and shit on me, I don't care. Like, I'm telling you, I have way more than what I said. And other things that, like,
there's so much
I've
more.
got some grimy dirt.
There's so I was gonna say there's so much more we could have said, but we were being respectful in the way that we brought things up. That's why we didn't mention names. And if you follow the timeline of when we were members, you can kind of pinpoint where things happen.
And the majority of the people in that organization, the majority were good people. So, honest to God, if you weren't mentioned by name, although there may be a couple that weren't, you were one of the good people I'm talking about. So there's very few that were bad. So that's all I'm going to say about it. I'm not going to apologize because we didn't lie or say anything wrong. But two, I didn't get permission to mention people's names. And I would imagine there's some people that don't want their name tied to the Legacy Foundation in the way that it went. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to reach out to everybody I know and say, hey, can I use your name as one of the good people?
Yeah.
So that's how that went down. It was not malicious. I wasn't in. I
mean, we could have said so much more.
And not about the good people.
And not about the good people.
The people that we mentioned in the video, we could have talked about a lot more.
Yes.
I could have gone in the fucking mud with this, but I chose not to.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, so it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, with our experiences, we could have went down a totally
felt
different route.
And two, I think some of the people think that I can just take that video down, make a quick change, and put it back up, and everything stays as is. YouTube doesn't work that way. If I take that down and make edits, so here's another thing. Well, so if I take that down and make edits, I lost that video. You know what I mean? So that all the views go away, all that stuff, it's gone, and it's a brand new video. But if I would have said something wrong, I would definitely consider losing all the views and all that shit. I would take it down and correct it. But I didn't say anything wrong.
No.
People just didn't like that I didn't say certain things. And it I'm not mad. But like, I'm trying to have fun with Sada Guy and Dawson. And I'm seeing these messages and then finally I said, you know what, fuck it. I'm not going to respond yet because I'm busy. You know what I mean? That's what I did. Dana is one person in the foundation that was good. We've talked about Dana on this channel before as being one of the good members of the foundation. So she said there were a lot of great people, definitely too. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. I couldn't fucking name everybody. And if I would have said 4 or 5 people, I would have gotten 45 messages. Mm-hmm. Why didn't you say me? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's why I didn't name names of the good people. I guess the assumption is you were good unless I mentioned you in the video. So, and I think we've cleared it up. And I'm not going to make an apology video because we didn't do anything wrong. I'm not going to take down the video and correct it or amend it because there's nothing to correct. Everything we said was accurate.
My thought too, though, is I don't think we should have to go back and say things because people are worried about their
it's not like editing a Facebook post.
No.
It's like
no.
so to make the correction, you have to pull that video, you lose all the views, comments, all that stuff, and then you start over with a new one.
Well, yeah, and people are worried about their image, that we're making them their image look bad, but we didn't name them. So if we're not naming them, and you go back through the timeline of when Jeff and I were involved in the foundation, which we say like how many, like it's been over a year since we've been part of that, and we were members for what, almost 3 years.
Yeah.
So it's like,
and some of the concerns were never even going to get looked at by people. Like they're just like, okay, yeah, it's just, it was and I'm not trying to minimize what was said to us, but like it was just a big to do about nothing. Like I mean, our YouTube audience is totally different from people that follow the Warren Legacy Foundation. I guarantee that. So what's that say? Question: how difficult was it when you mentioned names when you first started? YouTube strikes it. I really haven't.
We haven't really.
I've gotten a couple copyright claims, but that's not a strike. I knock on wood, because strikes are bad. Strikes are the devil.
Yeah.
I have not gotten copyright striked yet. Again, like we talked about last week, and Beardo put out. Apparently, I got to listen to his live tomorrow because there's more to this story that he hasn't told me. That fucker. But yeah, I got a couple cease and desist letters that were turned out to be fake, but they kind of looked real. Yeah, Steve, I don't want to say too much because they are my friends. Like, they really are. And I'm not mad about it, but I'm like, I kind of was like, okay, I knew shit was going to come from this video, but I didn't expect it from that direction.
And how it came about.
Right.
It was just like,
because these people, I've always said they're good people. Like, you know, if these people come in my chat and interact in the live, I like Dana. Dana was a good member of the foundation. We've talked about Jen Rose before. We've talked about other peoples that have been in here from the foundation. Lana, she comes quite a bit into our lives. So yeah, and it was, and yeah, part of me was digging my heels in, like, no, I'm not going to apologize for that. I didn't do anything wrong.
We spoke our truth about it.
And even with
our experience,
even with the Matthew Radcliffe guy, he wants to talk to me and stuff. It's like, no, I'm not going to talk, because that was the truth at that time. I do know more stuff about the situation now. If you want to say the drug charges were dropped, I'm going to take your word for it and say that the drug charges were dropped. This is where I get in trouble. I don't know that I believe that, but if you say that happened, it happened. That's our official stance.
If people want,
that the drug charges against Matthew Radcliffe are dropped.
And this is something that we tell people though too. If we're talking about something, go look it up yourself. Because you should do your research before you come to a total conclusion. We've always said that, and that's what we do. I mean, come do your research.
And again, the people from SOSMA, SOSMA, Solomonic Order of St. Michael the Archangel, they want to say that I'm a liar. I'm defamating their character, this and that. Go look up that organization. Go look them up. Do some real research. And I've got the receipts, dude. I've got them. That, you know, where your degrees come from, all that other stuff. You've said it publicly live. You know, I'm sorry. My college is not going to tell me to watch The Matrix while I'm waiting to take a class. So have fun and fuck off. Sorry, that was a little mean, but I'm tired. What's that say? Truth or demons? The problem is every word is. They're so right to err on the side. Yes, every organization does have good and bad. Yep, for sure. And unfortunately, that's the thing too. I said this. Most of the foundation was very, very good. But there were bad elements at the top, unfortunately. I'm going to say this too, and I'm not going to mention this name because this one hurts me. I found someone is very upset with me because I criticized the Warrens. And they're afraid it's going to damage their their organization. Like, Dude, look up the stories in the receipts. We're not just making shit up about the Warrens to be dicks. Stevie is not just like, you know
No.
what, I hate the Warrens, I'm just going to make shit up. Stevie has receipts. Florio has receipts. Kenny Biddle has receipts. It's all facts. Watch that before you tell me I'm an asshole for criticizing the Warrens. Okay, let's get back to positive stuff. I feel like this stream
This
took
is
a
the
turn
last
for the
one.
worse.
Yeah, the last thing. Any thoughts on Stevie's Gremlin Ed paying attention? Did we have something cleared up?
Yes, so Elaine Baker sent a clear audio file on that. She cleaned it up a bit. She got rid of some things without enhancing what actually happened. That's still weird to me.
Yeah.
I don't know yet. But again, because right after that happened, I went out of town, and it's still weird. It still is. But my problem is, in my head, I hear Ed Warren saying what I think he says, and I can't unhear it that way. That's the problem I have. So we need to find neutral parties to listen to it that don't know my thoughts on it yet. So even the people I'm not friends with personally, nothing but respect for the work they did. Yeah, there's a lot of people in there. Like, exactly. That's a true statement, Danny Gregg. So I'm sure you're coming for the. Oh, okay, good. So I didn't reveal a secret. That was such a fun time, like, honest to God. I had so much fun doing that podcast. And it was a last minute thing. They were like, can you come join us as a guest on our podcast right now? Like,
yeah, it was funny because Jeff's like, I'm going
well, I'm
on
taking
a
a
podcast.
poop right
I
now,
was
but
like,
no, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I was like, oh yeah, sure. Yep, absolutely. I can never bite my tongue if something needs to be said. I do have that ability to bite my tongue. Most of the time I definitely do.
I don't.
Yes, you do. It's your face.
Uh,
You have the worst poker face on the planet. You can tell if you do not fall in good favors of Miss Dana.
I've gotten better. A little.
Okay.
For a while there, I was doing really well, but people just came back and just, yeah.
Yep. I'll be right back, people. You guys know I have to pee.
Of course.
Oh, shit. How do I get out of here?
And it looks like, yeah, he seemed like he was having fun because I could hear him laughing quite a bit.
Who?
Truth and Demons.
Yeah, it was a fun show. Ouch.
Okay, so it's all right. That's a Discord thing. I have no clue on Discord. So Wayne says, is it probable that Stevie recorded over a pre-recorded video at Truth or Demons? I am not sure on that. That would be a Stevie question. Oh, come on. Get your butt up there. Hurry up. Oh. Apparently Boo needs some help today. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yep, there. Whew. Boo is apparently saying hello. That was a little bit of an interesting. Oh, so everybody can say hello to Boo. Yeah, that's how I kind of am. I'm like, if once you get me going, it's like, yeah. Yes, Miss Boo is here. Oh. So everybody's saying hi to you, Boo. After that struggle, yeah, as you can tell, lately she's been struggling to jump up on stuff. Everybody's saying hi to Boo. Yes, Jeff changes every once in a while and Boo comes in.
She's my stunt double.
Oops. Nope. Oh, there we go. Demons podcast. Dogs on live streams. We feel right at home. Yeah. Boo stop. Usually Boo at least once comes into a live stream, huh? But she's actually, I think I've narrowed it down to 2 different chairs for her. So she'll be getting that. Oh, here's how this is cute. Your dog is eyes on the screen and wagging her tail like crazy. So, Boo, you have a fan. You got lots of fans, huh? But actually, with this new site that we're using for our merch, I asked a question and they said, yeah, because I might be able to use Boo's picture of her, like when we have her sitting in the chair. So we may actually be able to get a shirt made with Boo and a sticker with Boo sitting in her chair with her mic. So we're hoping that we get to do that. Who was named first? Named Boo first, the channel or the dog? Actually, Boo the dog was named first. That is actually why we came up with Boo Productions Paranormal. Because we were just trying to find a name, and so our name first was Boo Productions. But then it was like, but we wanted to make sure people knew about the paranormal side. We just didn't want them to think we were a production company. So we did Boo Productions Paranormal. And then recently we added Toledo to it as well, because when we got our Facebook got hacked, and we lost our Facebook page, we ended up we couldn't get that name back, so we added the Toledo to it. So that is how we got that. Let's see here. Let me get about Boo questions. This is always the Boo time. And let's see. But so Boo came before the Boo chair. And Boo, I actually I'll post it on
You gotta move. Go.
I will post it on Facebook. But we have a picture of Boo doing her for when she was a puppy editing.
Oh Jesus! This is gonna be a fun transfer, guys. Bear with us.
Fun transfer getting her up.
Get down.
Come on.
Get down. Down. Go. Get down.
Come for a French fry.
Oh, yeah.
Come on.
But you got to go over there for it.
Come on.
Okay.
There we go.
We didn't even take out all the. Oh shit! I left the door open, so it's way lighter in here than what I wanted.
But
I like to be in the dark.
But I'll have to say, it's a really cute picture of Jeff. Jeff's got his hoodie on, and Boo's sitting there, and the two of them are actually
Oh, the puppy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So it's it's a really cute picture of Boo.
Dana, I can't let her sit on my lap. She weighs
70 pounds. No, she's
yeah.
like 67 pounds.
Yeah, that's like,
So
no, I'm good.
Have to.
It's like sitting with a bag and a half of concrete on your lap. Like there's no fun in that.
Yeah, no, she's but I think we picked out, because we had to have certain specs for her chair, as we've watched her sit in the two different chairs to realize what chair works best for her.
So these are lawn chairs?
No, for her, Boo's office chair.
Oh, okay.
Because we figured out, one, it cannot roll. Two, it cannot swivel.
It can roll, but it has to have a brake.
Locks. Yeah, but
and a
also
brake for the swivel.
And the swivel.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when you see her, she's facing backwards.
That was in the last video. When your portion of the video, there was a point where Boo was pointing.
That way she just turns around.
Yep.
And so we that.
Oh, Dana, she joins all the time.
And then we also have to do the width of the chair has to
Joe,
be a
what's
certain width for her. So
Joe had an exciting investigation too this weekend. I think it was Sunday night, right? Yeah. Joe, yeah, I think he said publicly who's in it, who went with him. I know everybody knows Side Eye did, but yeah. Joe, do people know the other guest, the VIP? Because that would have been cool.
While we're waiting, try having a 150-pound dog do that. The gram for a baby, she does that. She'll lay on your lap.
She thinks she's
the
a lap
sweetest
dog.
thing, but she thinks she's a lap dog. And yes, she does have some pug in her face. She's got pug, bulldog, and boxer in her.
Yep. So Joe did reveal who I mean, I didn't know if it was a members only photo or something like that, but Joe got to investigate with the Side Guy and Jason Hawes. Like, how fucking cool would that be? Like, that would be awesome.
Yep.
Yep.
And then hopefully by summertime we'll have everything moved, so we're switched to the back room.
We were joking around with Side Guy last night. Me and Dawson were like, so who he met here in the United States, and I'm not going to name the names, but his channel's probably over. He's going to get some shit from people that he met up with.
Oh, really?
Yes. And he's going to post it on his channel eventually. So I'm not like, yeah, we were joking around like, yeah, your channel's done.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it was a public photo. It was Jason Hawes in that photo. And I don't know why Jason Hawes gets so much hate. Like, I mean, let's take the Cody and Story thing out of it, because we've all said what we have to say about that matter. Jason Hawes, his whole career, I think no one's ever proved him to fake anything. Grant, yes. I think that's a good case about Grant faking that, jacket pull, whatever, but not Jason Hawes. I think he's run his career with integrity. The Cody and Story stuff, I know why he did what he did, or I suspect I know why. I don't know. I haven't talked to him, but like, we all get it. It's his kid. Like, I think he wants to bury his head in the sand and say, look, I don't know shit about that. However, I guarantee they've had conversations in the background, but I can't guarantee it because I don't know. But that's my theory. So I kind of give him a pass a little bit about that. I know no, I'm not going there. Never mind. Next topic. There was other positive news, and I believe Florio has said this on her channel, so I can say this. She wants to interview me for part of her next video, which I'm stoked. Like, when these people want to invite me on their stuff, I freaking love it. So if you guys don't follow her, go check her channel out and like and subscribe and get notifications. After the easy cheesy, is SEG still not above fart? No, always fart jokes, and much worse. A lot of his jokes make the cutting room floor. I'm sure they don't get. No, they're too bad for YouTube. In fact, I know of one such joke. Remind me to tell you afterwards. A story.
Okay.
I cannot say this live. He told me about a joke he pulled, and yeah, that will not be in a video. But it was.
So epic. I kind of got SEG, but with what I sent him.
Mm-hmm. Yep, we'll show that. Maybe How long was that? Can I turn that into a short? I wonder.
You might be.
And just put that up. Yeah, exactly, Sarah. She puts him in a shitty situation. Yep, but she's an adult. So is Cody. They do their own thing. Is Joe allowed to air investigation with? I think he is. Steph, I'm sure he is. I don't. The thing here, and this is a good thing about Joe too. If Joe had to sign an NDA, like, you can't show my picture, you cannot make a video on an investigation that you've done with me because I'm Jason Hawes, he would still do it, because that's what Joe does. Like, he's just in it because he fucking loves it. But I'm sure he's going to put out a video on it. What is easy? No, it's not Easy Cheese, is it? Is that what the brand name?
They call it, I think.
It's Cheese Whiz.
No, it's not. It's easy. Like, I can't.
Cheese in a can.
It's just cheese in a can that you spray.
That's what Cheese
It's
Whiz
kind
is.
of. Cheese Whiz comes in a jar.
No, it came in a can too. I swear. Look it up. The Cheese Whiz war. Yeah, canned cheese is not a good idea. Like, I'm sure it turns into plastic once you eat it. Megan said
it's Easy Cheese is in the spray.
Okay.
Cheese Whiz is in a jar.
But it's the same.
No, it's
company.
different.
It's the same company?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
My bad. I've been corrected a lot in the last few days. I did see Dawson was here. Did he leave?
I don't know. Dawson.
I didn't see what he said, though. Is Dawson really as short as he appears in SEGs? No, he's... I know what you're saying. No, but Seg is he's not super tall. He's not fat. He's a big dude. Like, he's just a bigger guy. Is Jason Hawes so big he needs an Indian? Steph, no, I just made that up. That was all me. Just like, it was more of a comment about Joe. Joe would investigate, I think, with anybody if they asked him to. Even if they thought they were so big that they, said, Joe, you can't make a video. You can't say that you met me. All that shit. Joe would still do it because he's a super nice guy. Joe would pay for the goddamn location. And he may very well have this time. I don't know. That's just Joe. He's just super nice, and he does it because he loves it. Yeah, he did. Dawson was sitting in the background on like a
He
fucking
did. He
bucket.
looked like he was tiny. Kind of sometimes when we do it, where you sit just where you're sitting.
Yeah.
Sometimes if Jeff is back, he looks
Yep.
a lot shorter than I am.
That's how they did, like in the movie The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings.
Mm-hmm.
They had actual tables made. That's how they achieved some of the effects of like the hobbits versus the real people. It was all in like, it was the same person, but they sat back, but the table was constructed in a way that it looked like a flat table. But then when you saw it from a different angle, it was like, holy shit, I see how they did that. So some of that behind the scenes is cool. Ken Gerald grew up on Cheese Whiz and crackers. And I guess Kenny Bill sent them a picture when they were doing the live. He actually has that stuff in his house because he enjoys it. Not because he's forced to eat it or eating it for money
my
donations.
daughter was like that. She used to love that canned cheese. Oh.
We may have to get some and do it live. Because I think that I had it and liked it when I was a kid. But
I
it
mean,
just
it's
doesn't
not
sound
when I
good,
was a
man.
kid, but see, the stuff we had when we were a kid, it tastes totally different than what it is now. Like
Even
the stuff when I was a kid, I remember after you open it, you had to put it in the refrigerator because it was more like Velveeta kind of when it sprayed. Like it was a Velveeta texture, like a somewhat melted or room temperature Velveeta. That's what it was like.
But even like Kraft macaroni and cheese doesn't taste like it used to.
There's a lot of stuff that doesn't taste like it used to.
I love behind the scenes of Lord of the Rings. Yes, Sheila, I did too. There was a lot of. It's cool how they made that stuff to where like they had real people and all interacting together, but they made them look like the hobbits versus the normal.
Now this is something. When I went to Philadelphia, like if you get a Philly cheesesteak, that is how you get a Philly cheesesteak. Is you have to tell them if you want it without the cheese
you
whiz.
Want the whiz.
You want it, the whiz, or if you want it with like the other, because otherwise it comes with whiz. Which I've actually had the oldest cheesesteak restaurant in Philadelphia. We went to with one of my kids when we went to Philadelphia, and I never had it with cheese whiz, but it was actually pretty good.
Kenny Biddle is from Philadelphia. So, and I think he said there's a really, really good like Philly cheesesteak authentic near him. So if we ever go see him, we're definitely doing Philly cheesesteaks.
It was really, really good. And I mean, there was a line to get into the restaurant.
Because I like mine with like the provolone and the Swiss.
I went to the famous deli in New York in one of the suburbs, and I can't remember the name of it.
Oh, one of the sandwich shops?
Yeah, the one of the deli. Oh, was it good? But I have pictures of it with the name so I can remember, but
I like to watch Bob Does Sports, and one of the things he does on his channel is pizza reviews. So he's always going to like New York pizza places, and he does not like chain pizza. It's all fucking garbage. Check him out. Cheesesteaks with that processed cheese is so good. Yeah, that's how they eat them in Philly, is with the cheese whiz. Yeah, unfortunately, Ken, that's true. They took all the bad shit out, those fuckers.
Not all of it, but some of it.
Right. Well, they took the worst of the worst out. That's for sure. Mike O says the old hamburger joints in Brooklyn. See, I've never been to.
I've been to Brooklyn. I've been to the different. I was to different verbs. I've been to Soho, to Brooklyn, to Little Italy, Harlem.
You went to Harlem and lived?
Yeah. Oh. I don't know that. We went to all kinds of different verbs, and I can't remember them all. But
I went to Buc-ee's today.
You did. You went to Buc-ee's for the first time.
Never been to a Buc-ee's. That is a Walmart gas station. Is what that is. There's like fucking 100 gas pumps in like a mini Walmart store on the
But that's how it is when we go and we're to in Iowa to the largest truck stop.
I never went that way though.
I know.
I was like, so I saw it and I was like, okay. They started advertising 50 miles away from it. I was like, you know what? That's going to be about lunchtime and I'm going to need gas. I'm hitting Buc-ee's.
So we actually, Jeff does make Philly steaks, cheesesteaks at home, and
Yeah.
they are really good.
Yep.
Really
But I don't
good.
use the cheese whiz because
Mm-mm.
I've never had one that way. But yep.
We're getting a Buc-ee's in Ohio, but it's going to be a little bit before we go in. But that's
Where
not going
at
to be
in
up by
Ohio?
us. It's Southern Ohio, so we're not going to see it. We just started getting Sheets here in Toledo, so we have several Sheets.
Sheets
stores.
is like micro Buc-ee's.
Yeah.
Nothing
Yeah.
gross. Yeah, I mean, so I did get a Buc-ee's brisket sandwich today. I'm not going to say it's good. I'm going to say it's not bad because, you know, you guys all know that I do my own barbecue.
Yeah,
and
no,
I
we
think it's
would
fantastic.
never. Yeah,
it's a good sandwich on the road.
I was like, we're kind of spoiled because Jeff does a lot of smoking meat, so we got ribs in there to get smoked.
Yeah, and I do want to smoke a chuck roast. I've seen a lot of guys doing that lately, and it's like they call it kind of like a poor man's brisket.
Whataburger had that in Texas. Oh my gosh, their burgers were good.
But if you go to the one in Detroit, you have a possibility of actually meeting Donnie Wahlberg or the other brother. The Wahlberg started that.
Okay.
Mark Wahlberg, his brother, the brother that wasn't in movies, is the one that, and so they're all in it. Yeah, it's a Wahlberg thing.
Okay.
Yeah. But like I've heard a lot of people say they hit the one in Detroit and they see them, or one of the two, or something like that. She's fact checking me at the moment. I promise you, it's real.
No, it's not. That's who founded Whataburger. They have a different name.
Oh, it's Wahlburgers.
Yes.
My bad. I'm sorry.
I'm like, what are you talking about?
Okay, my bad. I've never had a Whataburger.
But Whataburger, I actually have my bag.
Wahlburger.
They have like the to-go bag that we got because it's in a big like one of those plastic reusable bags. I still have mine from there, but I got that in San Antonio, Texas.
See, Roger, I see that probably the one in Boston. I mean, I'm sure they're probably the one brother that wasn't in movies probably operates that store, but I do hear that they're at the other ones. And yeah, I know people that have seen them when they go to the Detroit one. So
we talked about doing that one time.
Well, we don't have the means to do it.
No, but we talked. That would be cool to do. I've
definitely done that with. I've got some. My old boss was like, he was a farmer, and there was a point where it was cheaper to eat the hogs themselves than to sell them because the price of pork was down so much. So they would just roast the hogs, and oh my god, that was so good.
We actually to a street over. Next to like where my grandma's house is, like the people that live on that have that big pole barn, like right there on the corner of Fortune. There, the people that used to live there, one summer they did a pig roast, and so when I was a kid, and I remember having a pig roast and going to that.
This sounds disgusting, but like when they do it that way, the skin becomes almost like a chip.
Mm-hmm.
It's really
when
good.
They cut it, it's like it just like cracks open.
Yeah, but I mean, you want to talk about pulled pork? That is some good shit.
It was good
roast, for sure. I'm sure he's had decent food. We didn't talk, but like we talked about in the beginning of the show, you know, he kind of wanted Mexican yesterday, and Dawson was like, "I don't want Mexican. Let's get Taco Bell." It was fucking funny. How many Wahlburgers?
There's three of them. The third one actually was a chef, and that's how it all kind of started with them.
Talking the Wahlberg?
Yeah. No, we did not go to barbecue because my daughter is a vegetarian, so we did not go there, and that's why we were there.
You know, is that a famous barbecue place or something?
I think so because a couple people asked us about that.
Because I gotta think that a lot of these, and maybe I'm totally wrong on this with that particular place. I want to find like a hole in the wall like bar that does good fucking barbecue. You know what I mean? Like
the newest thing, like we've had more recently though, Cane's chicken, their sauce. I could just eat their Texas toast with their sauce, and their chicken tenders are good because they're real soft and they just kind of melt. But we've just recently got more more of those in there. And Culver's is at first we had a Culver's just where they had the custard, the frozen custard, and then we actually got that one away, and then they brought back the Culver's restaurant. So now Culver's is big here too.
It's barbecue chain, not the best, but a cheap barbecue. Okay, so yeah, that's what I'm talking. I want to find like the joint that is not famous, is not a chain, but there's a line a mile long to get there.
Now we
barbecue.
had pizza. We went to this bar that had pizza. Like they had a bar that had really good stuff, but then they had a pizza place. I kid you not, the pizza slice, I can't even fit in the thing because it was so big. It was like from like me to Jeff, the slice of pizza, and it was probably about that wide, but it was really good. My daughter had to go there, so we actually went there.
I do like a good New York style pizza.
Yeah.
Thin crust with a crispy bottom.
Yeah, I mean, we have a few chain barbecue places here.
CST,
you know what I miss? Damon's. Do you remember Damon's? Yep. Oh my God, that was like the best rib place to go to. We don't have those anymore.
That was like kind of the only barbecue place
at one point.
Yeah, now we got Shorty's. We got, what's the other one?
Well, Dave's went out of business. Famous Dave's.
Oh, did it?
I believe so. We have Smoky Bones though.
Okay.
And yeah.
Do we still have Shorty's?
I think so.
Okay. But even then, it's good, but it's not like. But it's so like I'm not bragging again. I do better.
Yes,
so
you do.
It's hard to judge. Like I don't want to judge these restaurants based on what I know I can do, but I make some good fucking barbecue. Like I'm not gonna lie. And every time, like, so I've done pulled pork, several times. But even still, before I did the last one, I looked up, okay, what do I need? I watch YouTube videos on ways to do it better, seasonings.
Now too.
Yep, I got this collapsible seasoning tray thing, like marinating tray. So I can't believe Famous Dave's is gone. I didn't know that. Damn.
What?
I'm still learning how to make a good steak. I'm getting better, but I'm not there yet. Yep, the last few times have been. I felt my steak game was off for a while, but it's gotten a lot better.
Chicken's the best.
Yeah, obviously the demon chicken is the best, and we're calling that from here on out. It's demon chicken. That's it. Oh, so you guys are getting our fast food restaurants? We apologize. It's kind of like sending the SATA guy from the UK over to Australia. I mean, it's time for him to go. Uh-oh, Julie. I don't know. Oh yeah, I'm avoiding that. Like,
you know what's funny? Is that in Korea they have in like Korea and Japan they have tons of 7-Elevens.
Yeah, but aren't they kind of like grocery stores? Dana's talking about Korea and Japan has 7-Elevens. See, I also don't go to barbecue places often normally. Yes, exactly. Like, but I mean, I'm not gonna lie, it's a pain in the ass to make pulled pork. I mean, I don't have one of those like Traeger grills that feeds the thing and stays on temp all day. Like I have to watch it. Same with a brisket. Like if I overnight smoke a brisket, like I have to get up every couple hours and make sure that the vents are set right and it stays to temp and make sure I got enough coals. Like but I like that. Otherwise I know it's not the same as putting it in the oven as putting it in a Traeger grill. But like if it's that easy, like I don't know, I feel kind of like I'm cheating. Oh Jesus. More messages. So, no, I won't say who yet. We'll talk about that afterwards. Jeffrey, you going to barbecue for Mother's Day? Actually, I am. We're going to make ribs on Mother's Day.
Are we?
Or the Saturday before Mother's Day.
Are we?
Yeah, we have to cook them this weekend.
Oh, okay.
So, happy Mother's Day.
Okay.
We got more messages from adoring fans. Hang on. Don't open them. I like them to look unread.
Yeah. Oop. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that.
Yeah. Let's see. I don't know. I'm just fat for barbecue. Fuck yeah. I mean, that's if you're gonna get fat, do it with barbecue.
Oh, okay. Did you see this one?
No.
Yeah, it's expensive because
Yes.
it's ridiculous for like a
It's-
sandwich for a single meat. So a single,
Which they
and a
call
fry.
that a little.
a little, and a small fry and a drink. It's like $15.
But see,
It's
I
like
get a
crazy.
bacon cheeseburger and a regular fry. It's over $20.
And it's hard because you
it's-
can't really do a little because there's hardly anything. Most
Yeah.
times you get a double, but yeah, Five Guys. And you know what? Five Guys, I get sick every time I eat there.
Yep. It's so.
And but I think part of it's because I use the peanut oil, and I can only handle so much peanut. And so I think that's part of the reason.
And one time I ate there right before I went on an investigation.
Yeah.
I puked my ass off. Like, and people are like, "Oh my god, it's paranormal. He's throwing up." I'm like, "No, I think I got bad Five Guys." Like, yeah, but I do like it. Like, I've eaten there since then and not gotten sick. But barbecue at home over charcoal. Over charcoal makes you sick. Oh god, that's the only way I do it. I don't do gas grills.
Yeah, we had a gas grill, but we don't use.
But we use natural wood charcoal.
Yeah.
Like the natural wood chunks.
Yeah.
Um.
The only time we use charcoal and wood chunks is when we do demon chicken.
Yes, we do use charcoal for demon chicken, but we throw in smoking chunks because it takes like to do a batch. It takes 40 pounds of charcoal. I think. So I mean, it's like, yeah, I would love to try it once with the natural lump coal, but I don't know.
We'd have to find some
that
place
burns different than charcoal, so I'm not sure how to do it yet. But I'd love to try that. That's probably better actually.
So Mother Day in the U.S. is May 11th this year.
Yeah, it's this Sunday,
I guess I am having herbs.
but Saturday.
Yeah. We have to share with the family at this point.
Yep, happy Mother's Day, Busha. She's getting ribs too. Yeah, you guys definitely. There's some holidays that we have the same, but like they're different dates from us in the UK.
So it's funny too because my mom is not a fan of smoked meat, but she actually really she can eat your smoked meat.
But because I learned a long time ago, and I think the first time I ever gave her something that I smoked, I over smoked it. So I use that lump charcoal, which adds a smoky flavor to begin with, but I don't put too many chunks in it afterwards because you can over smoke stuff.
Yeah, and we actually
I've definitely over smoked.
But we also try flavored wood too, because we do like an apple sometimes.
Oh yeah, I do apple, peach. I
we
love
do different
fruit woods.
Yeah,
I love hickory. I'll put a little mesquite in sometimes, but I don't ever do all mesquite.
No.
I don't do it.
But because we eat a lot of smoked meat.
Fuddruckers, remember that? We don't have them anymore.
No, I don't remember that.
Oh, I do remember that. I don't think they're around anymore.
Yeah, this year Father's Day is June 15th because Jeff and I will be in Columbus for Special Olympics. It's the final day for Special Olympics this year.
I can't golf on Father's
for
Day?
state games. Yeah.
Damn it.
Unless for some reason my sister would be able to go, but I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't have.
Well, no, you would get back in time to possibly go
to golf. Yeah, right.
Oh, well, we might get back by 4.
Yeah, that's a 3-day event, right?
Yeah, we leave Friday and we come back Sunday.
Luis, I would love to come to the UK to teach y'all how to barbecue. It's really not that hard.
Yeah. Well,
like,
thank you
honest
for
to God,
joining us, Roger.
What?
He's got to go to bed.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Thanks, Roger. Appreciate you. You've got to do some research, watch some YouTube videos. It's not that hard. Yes, you can over smoke meat for sure, Kiwi. Like beef, you want to be very, very careful. And I'm not saying brisket. I'm saying I've put wood chunks in grilling steaks before, but they didn't. You can over smoke a steak for sure. And I don't smoke
The
my
best way
steaks
though that you do steaks is when you do them in
in the cast
in
iron.
the cast
Yep,
iron.
That's
Oh,
that's the best
we
way.
even got our daughter to do
Yep, I
cast iron so that she can cook steaks for herself.
I love a good, fire or coal steak, but cast iron is the best way to do it because you can get that pan
Yeah.
hot as fuck. And if it's a thick steak, then you throw it in the oven to finish it.
Yeah, we did like steaks and burgers never are smoky tasting
Yeah,
ever.
burgers really, really absorb smoke from it. I don't use any wood chunks. When I just use the lump charcoal. Yeah. I can't read that. Little Miss Mayhem. Oh, Little Miss Mayhem. Yeah, she prefers cast iron steaks too. Yep. You drop that butter in there, that fresh
herbs in
herbs.
there.
Oh, and baste it. Yeah, that's a good way to cook a fucking steak. No, you don't want burnt on the outside, but you want that crust
Yeah.
for sure.
Now it's funny because last time you did the pulled pork, we cut it in half, so we had
Yeah.
a little bit more of that crispy.
So we got more of the
it
bark.
was perfect.
Yep.
It was like yes.
Plus, it was a big roast. It was, I think, 11 pounds.
Yeah.
So plus it cuts the cooking down because an 11-pound brisket, or I'm sorry, 11-pound pork butt should take 18 to 22 hours
Yeah.
just to cook. That's a commitment. So if you cut that shit down, it cuts the cooking time in half. It's all good. Yeah, Jeffrey Coon, cast iron steaks. Hell yeah, buddy.
Yeah, I think
Ooh, Manuka wood. I've never heard of that shit.
that's
Probably Australian.
New Zealand.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Never heard of it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But we try different things when we do stuff. We try a lot of different things if we can.
Oh, another good one. I don't think you've ever had this because I haven't found them yet. Whiskey bourbon barrel smoking chunks.
Yeah, we've tried that.
Have you had that?
We've had it once.
But that you got to be careful with because if you add too much, you taste your steak tastes like a shot. Like you can really fuck that up. So, but in small amounts, it's really really good.
Yeah, we had it one time. We just found a small bag of it and we tried it.
Yeah, Luis, it always turns into food at some point.
Yeah, foods or
it
dogs.
Just does. Or music.
Yeah.
But
Always goes off topic, but it's all right. Well, we kind of touched the topics we wanted.
Yeah,
to.
we hit what we wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
Again, no, like I'm not angry at anybody. Like I'm really not. And I knew this video was going to bring shit, which I expected. I get it, but I'm being honest. But I didn't expect some of the opinions of people from the other side, like people that I thought. I think we're great people in the foundation. I didn't expect to get shit from them. But again, I'm not mentioning names, and I've said this earlier, because when I start mentioning names, if I forget some, I'm fucked. And then I'm way worse than where I'm at now. So, plus, as you thought, I mean, I'm assuming a lot of people have been here from the beginning. I'm not seeing new people jumping in, but if you are just jumping in, go back and watch the beginning, because we did talk about Operation Side Eye. That was a blast. Make an upside down pineapple cake. I've heard of that.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do that though. I'm not a baker.
I've heard of it, and I haven't tried it.
I can't bake for shit.
We try to stay away from a lot of baking as much as
Although we do cakes once a year.
Yes.
Me and the daughters will.
They have a cake competition, or
we'll just decide to make some fucking like
big ass
crazy ass cake that you saw on TV, and it looks what was that show where they like
nailed it?
Yeah, nailed it. Yeah,
they
that's
would
what our
watch
cakes
Nailed
look
It,
like.
and so then they would try to make some of the cakes from Nailed It, or they would watch like a baking show and like, okay, well, we'll make that
one of our cakes one year. It tasted great, but we almost killed your brother.
Yeah,
It was a little dry.
It was a little dry. You start choking.
One year we made cake and we didn't mix the salt in the frosting.
It was very salty. They used salt.
There were bites.
Yeah, but no,
it was in the buttercream.
But yeah, because the buttercream, what they did is they used salted butter and added salt.
Yeah, David was like, "Ooh, this is salty."
It was very salty, and he got like it wasn't bad. But and they make everything from scratch.
Yes,
so
it's kind of the joke. It's kind of like, is this going to be good or is this going to be bad?
The best thing they did is they learned how to make Costco frosting, the
chocolate
chocolate
cake,
and so they learned how to do the vanilla and the chocolate.
Yes. Those were our
filling
two
for the
successes.
Costco cake. So that one is a,
Yep.
that was, yeah.
I appreciate that, Wayne. Yeah, that's the thing. The easy out would have been to go on here and say, "Man, I'm sorry," or pull the video, but I'm not sorry. We didn't say anything wrong.
No.
We just didn't say things that people wanted us to say.
Yeah. Or things like we said, we could have said many things.
Oh yeah, I could have taken this shit in the
we could have
mud.
taken things way
Trust
beyond,
me.
and there was so much more we could have said. Oh, wait, here, Michael, hold on. I'll tell you something about that.
Yes.
But
yeah.
we
this
could
a
have
fat
taken
man story.
we could have taken that so much farther than we did,
Yep.
but we did it in our way and we did it respectful.
Mhm.
So on to the Costco
Yeah,
cakes.
this is a fat man story.
So when Jeff and I started dating, we had Costco
I had
cake.
never had a Costco
He had
cake.
never had Costco
Right.
cake. So we had Costco cake for the theater, and he was helping me do meals for the theater for where my kids
Let's
were
be
at.
honest. I was military cooking.
Yeah,
Like,
because we were
Okay,
cooking
we
for
need
like
25 pounds of mac and cheese. Like,
Well,
I
mean,
this.
you figure 5 days a week we were cooking for
Yep.
100 kids every day during theater when
And
it
it was
got closer
all vegetarian.
Well, no, like we had vegetarian options and then regular options. So we always had to have vegetarian.
Yeah.
So the
Florio.
like half of our stuff was usually vegetarian.
Yeah, Florio, go back. Sorry. Florio, go back and watch from the beginning, later on, because we talked about some stuff that you'll probably remember.
Jeff got his first taste of Costco cake. He was like, "Oh, this is good." So then he went to Costco with me one day to get supplies, stuff that we needed, and he decided he wanted to buy himself not one, but 2.
I needed one of each.
Costco cakes. That's it. Before this was pre-COVID, where you could buy them anytime you just walked in there and grabbed them. So he bought himself because he couldn't decide what he wanted. So he bought a white one and a chocolate one. I went to his house and I'm like, "Why do you have 2 cakes?" He goes, "I couldn't decide which one I wanted." He goes, "Well, I'll give you guys some."
Yeah, I definitely. There was plenty to share.
There was plenty to share. So I pulled the cakes out, and there was probably a quarter of a sheet cake already gone of each. It was
which is like more than a normal regular cake.
So it was a half a sheet cake, quarter of a sheet cake of chocolate, and a quarter of a sheet cake of white. So a half a sheet cake. One of those big ones is a full sheet cake. He ate half of one of those. Of a Costco
I'm
cake.
telling you, I've been better.
Yes.
But I definitely I've had fat man tendencies in the past for sure.
Okay. I mean, for me, I will mess up. Whenever I have a bad day, what do?
Most people come home and say, "Man, I need a drink today." Not Danish. She's like, "I need a donut."
Okay. And I will fess up to this. My daughter, we had to meet her in Indiana on Saturday because she forgot her wallet here, and so we had to meet her. And so we took the dogs and took them to the park. Well, she was so nice, and she stopped in Amish country because she had to come through Middlebury to meet us, and so she got us Amish crack.
Well, she got you Amish crack.
Yeah, because you got one bite. So she bought 6 Amish crack. It's a donut. It's a glazed donut, but it melts in your mouth. And then it's got this cinnamon sugar crumbly powder. And it just melts in your mouth. Well, I did not share with Jeff.
Yeah, Ken, I'm not proud. I'm going to be honest. I was not proud of my actions.
I will tell you, I don't eat that much stuff like that because of my blood sugars. I fessed up and I said I took extra insulin because I knew I was going to eat those because I didn't want my blood sugar. I mean, I literally took extra because I wanted my Amish crack. So it was like, oh yeah. I
mean, it was and I did not smoke any weed before I ate all that cake, but that was when I did smoke weed. Yeah, I was known to slam some sweets.
Yeah. Oh. So. Yeah, they don't. I mean, we whenever we can get. It's kind of a plus because my daughter's friend lives in Shipshewana, and they have a pottery store there. Which sometimes I'll have to show you guys my pottery. It looks like birch wood, and it's they're vases or candles, beautiful pieces. Mm-hmm. And so they have a shop in Shipshewana and live on a farm in Shipshewana, and so. And when my daughter comes back and forth, she goes through Middlebury and through Shipshewana to go back to South Bend. So she'll sometimes stop and grab stuff. But my daughter lived in a Mennonite. She went to a Mennonite college, and she went to Bluffton
Mm-hmm.
University here in Toledo. Then she went to a
No, it was in Bluffton.
yeah, in Bluffton, not Toledo. Then she went to she worked at Goshen College in Indiana, which is a Mennonite college too. And literally, the Amish would go in their buggies down her street. You
Yeah.
hear them click clacking in the background to get to Walmart. But now she's a little bit farther.
Yeah, you
but
gotta drive through the horse shit on the roads.
yeah, so now we don't get the Amish stuff as much. But oh, when we do, it's just like oh, but
Yeah,
yeah.
they're good cooks, Michael, for sure. Florio, just so you know, if you're still in here, I caught up on your last 3 videos on the drive to Brushy Mountain yesterday. That trip was so quick. Yeah, that was yesterday, that day that I drove there. I drove home today.
What are duck donuts?
No, she said crack donuts.
Ducks.
Oh, wait. If you're ever... Oh, really?
What are those? Explain, please.
Yes.
It's a donut. It's got the word donut in it. So I need to know. See, funnel cake's another thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, I turned Side Guy into something that he had never heard of before. Deep fried Oreos.
Oh, that's another fat man story for him.
Yeah.
He used to go to what was it?
It wasn't P.F. Chang's. It was
it's
BD's Mongolian Grill.
Yeah. They used to serve that on their dessert menu. How many would you used to go
I would get 2 orders to go, which is 6 deep fried Oreos plus ice cream. Like again, like I've got fat man tendencies every once in a while, and I'm wondering why I'm diabetic. But like my son tried to tell me how to make those. He's like, all you got to do to make those is, I'm like, I don't want to know how to make those. I don't want to know. I'll be 700 pounds in like 5 months. I don't.
I'll have to look into that because I do try to find.
Oh, okay.
Donut like if we go somewhere, I do try to find a donut shop because that is.
Well,
my
we got a couple in Toledo.
Yeah, but I'm saying that. But like we have Holy Toledo donuts. These things are like I mean, they are like massive donuts.
Is that the one that your daughters always used to look up the donut of the day?
Yeah. And but I mean, they have like a Fruity Pebbles. They have like a some more one. They change them up all the time, but they have really good donuts.
Peanut butter tarts. That sounds good.
But yeah, so donuts, I'm always looking for, if we're going somewhere, I'm always looking for a donut shop. Now, cupcakes too, because we go on cupcake shops too, because we have cake in a, we have a place called Cake in a Cup. I don't know if people watch Cupcake Wars. Cake in the Cup actually won. And so they actually are here locally. And Jeff about shit his pants when he found out how much a dozen of cupcakes from there cost.
Well, here's another story. So at least I got to see the Exorcist stairs. Where we had to go to, what's his name's fucking bakery and get cookies, was it? Or was it cupcakes?
Georgetown.
Yeah, we went to Georgetown
Cupcakes. And so we went to the Georgetown Cupcake. I can't remember if it's not Georgetown Cupcakes.
You went. It's whatever his chef's name is. What's his name? What's the baker's name?
No, it was just a cupcake thing on Cupcake Wars too. Georgetown Cupcakes.
No, but it was that famous baker though. What's his name?
No.
The guy from Cake Wars.
No.
Yes, it was.
Cake Wars? You mean Duff?
Yes, Duff.
No, Duff is not from. He's from Baltimore.
Okay, maybe it's not Duff. No, not Duff.
No.
What's the fucking guy that he's got the accent and people don't like him?
That is not his. He does not own Georgetown.
No.
It's owned by 2 women. Georgetown, where we went to get the Georgetown cupcakes.
Jenna, where are you?
Doesn't believe me.
What's the guy's name that I'm thinking of?
I don't know.
He went against Duff in the Cake Wars where they did all that.
Buddy?
Yes, Buddy.
No, he's in New Jersey.
Well, that's where I thought you went. Maybe you didn't go there. Okay. But anyway, I got to see the Exorcist stairs while she went to get $4,500 cupcakes.
No, they weren't that much, but they were really good.
Close.
They were. You gotta admit though, they were really good.
I don't even think I got one.
Yes, you did. Everybody got one because we waited until everybody was home to get.
No, I refuse to eat that fancy schmancy food.
Bullshit.
It's like, just give me a Hostess, God damn it.
Yeah. No, then we have nothing but bundt cake. We have nothing but bundt cakes now. We have crumble cookie now. So we have another one. We have to go to BG. But insomnia cookies? Oh, those are good. Insomnia cookies are really good. I've only had them one time in BG, but those.
Why did I think we went to a Buddy cupcake store? That's weird.
I don't know. We had because Buddy
Probably
had
because you
cake,
said that the place you were going won the cupcake wars, and I thought it was him. I don't know.
and Buddy though at one point he had cakes in like at Kroger's here, and they were like outrageously priced.
Yeah.
They were like for the size of them, it was like ridiculous.
Mhm.
They wanted like $40 for like a 6-inch cake. It was like crazy.
Fuck. Me.
Yeah, it was like yeah.
I'm gonna get $40 for my 6-inch pulled pork. I'm talking about
Actually we have been talking about Jeff starting to for like graduation parties, or like for like summer parties and that, doing either the pulled pork or even doing chicken. Chicken's a little bit more because we have to have more. We need more manpower for those. So,
Yep.
but
they take longer, and you have to.
But the pulled pork
actually be there the whole time.
Yeah,
doing it. So.
And you gotta make sure Styles isn't around.
That's with the chicken.
Yeah.
You all saw the video. If you didn't and you don't know what I'm talking about, you should be watching our channel a little more closely.
Yeah, but crumble, insomnia cookies, they're good. But
crumble cookies too. Like I can't. I go in there and I see the price, like $17.50 for 3 cookies, and I'm like, I'm not doing that. I'm just not doing that. But they're making money. God bless them. They are making money hand over fist. And that is
always a lineup.
That is a white girl paradise.
Yeah,
for sure.
But those are like my thing though. We have this little bakery, and there's one in Fremont, which is right on my way home from work, and then there's one in Maumee where I used to work, and she's called the Cookie Lady, and she's got really good cookies. So that's like usually if I'm picking up like treats, I will pick up cookies.
She's not as expensive as the other one, but
she's not. I know it's very reasonable for her cookies, so we do try to pick up hers. Oh. Krispy Kreme, that's another one to get them hot. Now, our McDonald's now sells Krispy Kremes donuts, but they only sell like 3 Krispy Kremes. But yeah,
I've had them. I've never had one from a Krispy Kreme location.
Oh, and when they're hot,
when they turn the sign on when they're hot.
Oh, yeah. Oh, they just melt in your mouth.
And that's when the drive-through line builds up.
Yep. That one's always good too.
I cannot believe it's 9 o'clock and I'm still awake.
I know. Me neither. I can't believe it's 9 o'clock. My headache is still there, but it's not been too bad.
I hope Side Guy slept a little bit.
Hopefully.
Yep. Canada's sweets and baked goods I find better tasting than the U.S. So I watch Canadian crumble cookie reviews, and no one likes the cookie crumble reviews.
Huh. It's funny because when they first started, they were just based on cookies. Now they're starting to get into more like almost desserts than cookies.
Have I had those?
Yes.
The cookie crumble? Okay.
Yeah, crumble cookie, because it's the big cookies that we cut in 4s.
Okay.
In the pink box.
It's one of those things, though.
It comes in the pink box.
Yeah, but there's been desserts that I've refused to eat because of the price. And I was wondering if that was one.
Okay, but this is also the man that bought cake. We were at a convention.
Costco cakes.
But no, we were at a convention and he had a cake pop and fell in love with them. So for my daughter's graduation party, he bought cake pops to serve for her graduation party. So
lots of cake pops, and they were
really
they weren't
good,
cheap.
Though. No, but they were.
That's different. That was
we drove 45 minutes to go pick them up. So
thanks, ghosting us. We appreciate that. See, that's all we ask of people. We don't actively ask for donations, and I mean we like to sell our merch, but we don't push it all the time. Buy my shit. But yeah, just watch. All we ask is that you watch. And if you don't like, I am always up for constructive criticism. Honest to God, I really am. Now, if you're going to tell me I'm an asshole for my opinion, then we're just not going to get along, But yeah, I mean, I try to, for people that say you're just doing it for clicks and views, I definitely want people to view my videos because I work hard. I put my creativity in my videos, and I want people to like them. That's why everybody puts anything on YouTube. We want people to watch it. Now, I don't do the clickbaity bullshit for clicks and views, but that's why we do what we do. So
Jeffrey Coon, it's a chain store, and they sell cookies. If you look up Crumble Cookie, you'll see they have all kinds of they have a standard chocolate chip cookie, but then they have flavored cookies. And they're
really crummy, right?
Not really, but they're pretty decent size. but you usually can buy them in a 4, but you can buy them individually or a 4-pack. And then they have like desserty kind of cookies, and they do serve ice cream now too. But but they now sell like minis too, so you don't have to buy the big ones. You can buy minis too.
Yeah, Florio, that's like, honest to God, that's why we're all on YouTube. We want people to watch what we put out. Now, yes, I do want to make money on my channel by people watching my stuff, but that does not motivate me to do what I do. I do it because I enjoy doing it. It's very creative putting out videos. That's really why, honest to God, I am way behind on my paranormal stuff. I've investigated with Dawson before, Joe and Kenny at the Monroe House, plus some of our other stuff. I haven't found a way to make that entertaining yet. I think I did okay with that school that we did, but
Yeah.
but nothing happened, and it was kind of like, okay, well, so it's especially my paranormal content, which needs to come out more because I'm so far behind on that. Like, there is creativity to making that entertaining, because we don't do what Twin Eye Guy does, or the twins and all that shit. We just don't go that route. So we've got to make it entertaining in other ways. Sometimes we just make jokes. Like, it is what it is. So, but there's a lot of work and creativity that goes into putting YouTube videos together.
I do hear Scottish and English words, accents with some Canadians. I find accents really interesting. Everybody always says I have an accent.
Hey, so we were listening to somebody the other day, and I was like, that guy's Canadian. Dana's like, how do you know?
Yeah.
I was like, he's fucking Canadian. I can't.
It threw me.
You can just tell.
And then he said something. He said,
he said he was from.
He said something about Hamilton or something. He said a town, and it's the only reason I know the town is because I've been there.
It wasn't Hamilton. It was a well-known Canadian town.
Yeah, but it was a town it was a town that I had gone to.
No.
And so that's why I was like, wait a minute. I know that. So I'm like, okay, he is Canadian.
Dana's like, what if he's from North Dakota? Or, no, Minnesota.
Minnesota,
I was like, well, then he's from South Canada. It's the same thing.
Yeah. But it was so funny because it was like, yeah. So, but everybody says I always have an accent, but.
No, but I can pick out a Canadian a mile away.
See, she said Hamilton's well known because when I was in high school,
but it wasn't
junior
that.
high,
it wasn't that.
No, it wasn't Hamilton, but it was something that it was a small enough town that I knew what it was. But
what was the Exorcist's name? Was it Martinez?
Martinez.
Yeah, it was the Exorcist Files YouTube channel.
Yeah, but it's so funny because I knew as soon as he said that, I knew exactly where he was talking. I was like,
she's like, yep, he's Canadian.
He's Canadian.
Like, I told you.
But because I used to spend my summers in Sarnia, and then we'd go to Hamilton.
I had cousins that lived in Sarnia.
But that's where we would stay mostly at Sarnia, but then we'd go to Hamilton.
Which Sarnia is like North Detroit.
We'd go all over, but that was based with Sarnia. So I kind of know some of the smaller ones when people mention them. Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, I remember.
Ken, I'm not going to go the Zach route. Sorry. We will not cross that line.
Do what?
I said something. Minnesota is more Manitoba. Yeah. Yeah, South Canada. Wisconsin could maybe be too, at least the northern part.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, everybody always thought I had an odd accent. I'm like, okay.
Well, it's been 2 hours. I say we wrap it up.
I gotta go to work tomorrow, so.
Yeah, me too. I gotta go back to work. Oh fuck. Oh damn. But I did work today and yesterday. Mm-hmm. Like, I made, so when I put these videos out from my ghost hunting stuff, I might make $5. So $2.50 a day.
Yep.
That's a good rate. It's worth quitting my job for. My real job. But no, we had fun for sure, but it's hard work. Like, I'm getting older, and when I pack all that shit on me, and we're walking around this thing and going up and down all these stairs, and I got this big ass level 3 backpack. If you guys play PUBG and know what I'm talking about, a level 3. This big ass backpack, this camera bag, tripods with a camera, all that. Like, yeah, it's work.
It does. Yep.
Inside, a guy just carries around a camera. But see, I have to bring extra shit because those guys are just naturally talented. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, Side guy's funny. People are going to watch him.
Did he have a camera or his phone?
He actually had a camera. Yep. Last year he had his phone, but Yep. But it was fun meeting those guys. So we're going to go. See you all later. Thanks for joining our Monday Night Live on a Tuesday. Again, if people like, I'm going to be pissed off if I get shit when people didn't watch the whole thing and what we said concerning certain parts. So
Yep.
please do me the favor and watch the whole thing of what I said about certain parts before you want to come at me. So,
And I don't think anybody should, because we've
No.
said
I gave my reason for not naming names, and I'm not going to do it. I'm
we've
just
been
not.
respectful, and we said what we felt and our experiences, and so
And if you
it
want
should
to
be
put,
it. We shouldn't have to bring it up anymore.
and if
This
anybody
should be
feels
it.
a need to like say, hey, this guy put out this video, he's not talking about us, like I'll verify. No, I'm not
Mhm.
talking about you. Like so, or if you even want to shit on me in a post, I like because you don't like what I said. Like, I mean, it is what it is. So yeah, thank you, Fleur. We were respectful. Trust me, I could have. We
could
said
have
it before.
gone
We could have gone in the
so-
fucking dirt. Like
yeah.
I promise you, we could have gone dark and dirty and in the mud. But I talk about things that I know are facts. So, all right, peace out, everyone. It's 2 hours. Thanks for joining us again on our Tuesday night on a Monday. Peace.
Bye.
We got to hit the end stream and then it spins. We hit it again.